Hey there, Kingdom Builders. I wanted to share something with you all really quickly. So this week I experienced having a conversation with someone, and pretty much throughout the conversation and towards the end of the conversation, the person started laughing. And I was wondering what they were laughing for, but I knew that the reason why they were laughing was because they were being condescending in a way. And, you can be as kind and polite to people as you godly know how. And people are just who they are. And in knowing the person's character at hand, you're just like, what? What am I getting upset for? What am I mad about? Why is this frustrating? Like, you have no reason to even take in what they just put out, right? And so it was said to me to just let it be, still show them love and show them kindness, and which I strive to do on a constant, like you guys, all the time. And some people pull things out of you that you just like, Lord. But I can honestly say that I've grown immensely for the sake of the situation at hand, and just because I want God to be pleased with what I do and say, right? But let me tell you how, God will lead you to a scripture to confirm and validate the very thing that you were in. So let me tell you how there's nothing in the word that cannot relate to what it is that cannot relate to nothing that we've gone through or something we've gone through. Everything that we've experienced in this lifetime is in here. It's complete. So let me just show you where the good Lord, I'm saying the God, where the good Lord led me to this morning. And it comes from Proverbs. And it was just so funny, but not funny, but so funny because I'm like, God, this is exactly what I experienced this week. And it says, this is Proverbs 29, verse 9. And it says, if a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, because that's all they were or are, is a foolish man. Whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. You guys, these people who have come for us will not experience any rest. And you know how sometimes you're like, Lord, it just seems like they're prospering and things are just looking up and everything is so well for them. And God's like, whether they laugh it off, whether they rage it off in their actions, these people they're not going to have any rest. Why? Because you're covered by God's safety, and by his covenant and by his word. Like, I mean, seriously. And it says, this is 8. This is before 9. And I didn't read this, but I mean, it all ties into. And it says, scornful men bring a city into a snare, but wise men turn away wrath. And I'm like, I could have just, went in. But I chose not to because I'm like, Lord, you know what? You take it away. You do it. You handle them accordingly. And then I'm sitting here today listening to this scripture because I handled it as best I gave me. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, because that's what they are, foolish men. Whether it's a male, whether it's a female, these people are foolish. They don't know who they're dealing with. And maybe they do. They just got pride. And I'm going to tap into that too. But he said, whether he rage or whether he laugh, there is no rest for him. There is no rest for her. Let it be known. But then I want to read to you about a man's pride. Let's just talk about a pride, because that's what causes that man or that woman to react the way that they do. Because of their pride. Maybe it's hurt, maybe it's pain, but it really stems from a lot of pride, because the thing is, they're going through whatever it is that they're going through, experiencing whatever they're going through, and they want you to feel a way about what it is that they do and how they move or whatever. And God's like, no, They're not gonna get no rest. So you just continue to be faithful to being who you are in me. You continue to show forth the love of God, right? So let me talk about a man's pride though. It kindly says in Proverbs 29, starting at verse 22, it says, an angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression. These people, they're operating in pride, you guys, and He's going to get them. Pride comes before a mighty fall, so you let them do what they're going to do, because this is the thing. He gives opportunity for them to change the posture of their hearts. So then it says, a man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. My God, honor is going to uphold you, man and woman of God. God knows what you've been experiencing. He doesn't sleep on us. Even when we feel like, God, well, where you at? Because what's going on? He's like, nah. He said, keep watching, because there's more, right? And then it says, whosoever is partnered with a thief hateth his own soul. He heareth cursing and bewareth it not. Let me tell you how this specific individual at hand has played some roles into some things being taken from me. But let me tell you how God is a vindicator. Because what it says is, whoso is partnered with a thief hateth his own soul. These people hate themselves. This is why, whether they rage or laugh, they will get no rest. I mean, God will give you a understanding on a whole nother. You decide not to take matters into your own hands. And this is why it would behoove us to stay in his word, because then we're able to filtrate our spirits and our souls and our minds and our hearts with the things of God, so that we won't lean on our own understanding. Because, honey, it's been some days that I've leaned on my own understanding, and I'm like, Lord, no more. You take that. You handle them accordingly. That's it. That's all. And then it says, the fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. I'm trusting God. I choose to trust God. That is a choice. To trust God is a choice. And understand, again, whether they wrath it out, whether they rage it out, whether they laugh it out, guess what? You and I are safe, because we are choosing to be humble in God, for him to avenge us in his own time. And then it says, many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment comes from the Lord. Let me tell you how, in this specific situation, there were some rulings that seemed unjust. There were some things that had been said. There were some things that had been taken. And oh my goodness. Oh, it seems how the enemy just had leverage. But let me tell you. Oh God, I feel this in my soul. Let me tell you how judgment comes from God. So whether you get this earthly judge out here that's giving verdicts and they don't see the hearts of man. Let me tell you how God's going to judge accordingly. And guess what? He said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And what will he do? He said, and I will repay every man according to their works. So rest on that today.